Senator Wu.
Thank you, Chair. Minister, I'd like to pick up on your reference to Canadian expatriates. I've just finished a consultation with all of the chambers, Canadian chambers in the Asia-Pacific, and generally they feel they're underutilized by the Trade Commissioner Service and the Foreign Service more generally. My question is whether the government has given thought to leveraging Canadians abroad in a more holistic and broader sense, not just as stand-in trade commissioners, if I can put it that way, but accepting them as part of the Canadian citizenry with unique concerns and needs and challenges that have to be addressed through a range of public policy matters. Again, not just calling on them to help make introductions, to export a product to their market. Tax issues, resettlement issues, keeping in touch with Canada, recognition of their contributions, pensions. There are a variety of questions that Canadians abroad feel that they are not properly addressed by the government, which hinders their ability to be the kinds of ambassadors or representatives of Canada that we would want to see. And I just conclude by pointing out, and you will have seen this statistic from Stats Canada, that the fresh estimate of Canadians abroad now is 4.4 million, which would make Canadians abroad the fifth largest province if they were a province.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Well, I love that question. And that is the aspiration. It is the aspiration about precisely putting that investment so that we can increase the capacity of those CanChams and those local those networks that are in country, so that we can tie them closer to our missions on the ground. I think about one example. I was in the Philippines very recently, and there is a very robust Canadian chamber made up of expatriates, and they cross the Pacific quite often. And it is exactly those opportunities that have been identified to me and to our government, which is precisely why this investment has been made into the Indo-Pacific strategy, very particular. But it is more, as you said, than just, can you introduce me to a network? It is really embedding in this development of a relationship, which is why the Asia Pacific Foundation is going to be there, which is why I'm opening a gateway, which is why we are investing in the chambers, which is why we are going to, focus, for example, on the really good work that we've done here in the Canadian women's entrepreneurship ecosystem and how to make that more internationalized. We have 3 great representatives that the government has appointed to ABAC. And ABAC is the business advisory group to APEC, and they're extraordinary because they are working in that multilateral forum on the business side. I saw firsthand, we are seeing firsthand, the opportunities for those relationship development and how we convene that. I think the very best capability we have as Canadians, we have lots. We have many, lots. But one of the things that we're really great at, we're fantastic conveners. And in region, the opportunity to do that is immense. So is there work to be done? Absolutely. But if I point you, to the Indo-Pacific strategy, you are seeing those features precisely because of what we've heard and how we want to invest. And this is how we're going to, and now the proof will be us, doubling down and getting to implementation.
Quickly, can you tell me if there's someone in the department who's responsible for Canadians abroad? Not consular issues, solving the problems when they get arrested, but cultivating, developing, engaging, doing the sort of thing you just described. Who's in charge of that?
Well, I don't think it's one person because, on trade, I often look over here to the Chief Trade Commissioner, and on negotiations, I look over there. So on the trade side, I mean, they I think someone, was referring to sort of the alphabet, the alphabet identification of departments, but the T branch and the B branches I have been trained to understand in business and in trade. So one negotiating and one. So not a single individual, but yeah.
Thank you.